So, Brooke McDonald, we're here in Loudenvielle. Behind you, we have your bike. Tell us a little bit about the setup, particularly tyres, I guess.
These are like second generation tyres, so they're still prototype in the making. This is their new tyre, the DH16. I haven't done an awfully lot of time on this tyre, just because a lot of tracks that we've been riding, the 22 has been the best option, but they've changed the compound. They're a foldable tyre now, so much lighter. Yeah, it's good that we have a company like Michelin where we can progress and tell them our feedback. Yeah, so they can put that feedback into changing and developing and getting something that we're happy with in the end. Talking to Ollie, our lines coach, he was up there having a look at the track yesterday and he said it's quite hard packed, so I just want to see what these are like in these conditions because I haven't really done too much riding on them. Yeah, probably start first practice on the 16s.
Yeah, after the race in Loudenvielle, we take down all the parts, check everything. Some parts we replace them, like change and stuff like this, to be sure nothing happens on this week. Yeah.
What's the setup difference going to be between Loudenvielle and Loudenvielle?
I think it's just really small change because it's a bit the same. I saw course preview. It's a lot of off camber, so we go a little bit same. Like in Loudenvielle, maybe 4K we go higher in Loudenvielle, maybe we go down back a bit because it's not so steep like there. And yeah, we have like a basic setup we normally start, so we will do this like always.
Benoit Grange, you were on a good run last week. Can you tell me how your run was going?
Honestly, pretty good. I tried to push hard because I knew it would be really tight because the track was really dry. So yeah, I pushed hard. That's happened. No regret, honestly, because I prefer to try to win than to do like 5 or 10. Because my goal for the last 2 years now is to win a World Cup, so I try to push very hard.
Okay, looking forward to the week in Loudenvielle?
Yeah, really, really. I think the crew will be amazing again. It's gonna be sick.
I'm Patrice Afflatier, team manager of Scott Daniel Factory. In our case, the Scott was at the time designed as a full 29, so for sure we have the better balance in 29. So our riders, Marine Kabiru and Dylan Levex, are 29 all time, no question.
And Dylan, he's not that tall and he still sees a benefit in riding that bike.
Yeah, for sure we found the best balance for him on that setup with the 29, so why change? Whereas others have the ability to change and swap from 27 and 29. Our frame allows that, so it's not really a big deal. But for sure they perform pretty well and they are in 29.
Yeah, we have my Contra steel downhill bike, 200 millimeters of travel front and rear. We got Suntour suspension, DT Swiss wheels, Maxxis tires, Bergtech parts. Pretty sick rig. So there's currently 2 of these, mine and Abby's, my teammates. The geometry is custom made for us. The design is based off of the Enduro bike, just with a few differences, like this little gusset right here to make room for more travel. But yeah, currently there's just 2, but I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think you can order one if you put in the notes. Just, I don't know, when you're ordering a Contra bike, just say that you want a downhill bike. I think you might be able to make one.
So, big cleanup from last week?
Big cleanup from last week, yeah. Give everything a good wipe down, give everything a good wash, get the bikes prepped and ready for track walk tomorrow, really, and then we'll take it from there. A good winter of testing and stuff like that means, you know, whatever track, whatever it offers or whatever challenges it faces, we're not worried.
So welcome in our pit. So basically it's here it's all the mechanic area. So my side with Finn. Here you have Jordan Williams and Nathan is mechanic. The fabulous Jack Racing with Loic Bruni. Then you came in. We have coffee machine, Red Bull stuff, the food. When the chief cook stuff for us, he just put it there and we eat on that area. That's where we all meet, we all eat together. Here you have everybody locker. Every rider get their own locker with kids, helmet, shoes, whatever. They can dry their shoes, they can dry their helmet. Everything is made to be good here. Then we can go inside where we have kitchen. The chief cooked the food for us there, and here you get the living room. Everything is set up. Laurel is there. Here we can do meetings. We can talk about the race. We can have a meeting with riders. We got also the big screen, PS5. So in between the practice and final, rider used to come there to sleep and play PlayStation. Obviously, there is a big FIFA tournament going on. So up there we have the room. It's like 4 little rooms for the mechanics and Laurent, the manager. That's where we sleep. Here you have the tech area. Here it's where we do all the suspension. So those one gonna be rebuilt for this race. Some storage with tire. Every part we need are there. Every year we try to modify different stuff. We also have a shower there, toilet there. So everything is made for the rider to be happy, to be in the best condition possible, to have a great performance. Staff is happy, riders happy, so that's a happy team.
Okay, you're good to go. I'll get that rest later. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm with.
I first worked for RockShox from '95, and the first season we obviously had Judy, 75 mil was, or if you were Works, you had 80 mil. And we had the first rear shock as well, Super Deluxe, and then we roll up the next year in '96. We go from a 28 mil, 80 mil kind of Judy to a 32 mil, 150 mil Boxer. And the back ends were way behind us. Our reliability is massively improved now. Nowadays, you just need to do a lower leg loop every now and again. I suppose if you're a racer, 2 hours of probably riding to keep it really super fresh. But more than that, dampers go on forever now. Like a rear damper, a coil, you could ride probably a good 30 or 40 hours before you need to change the oil. When back in the past, the seal heads would blow out, the IFP would fall off. It was crazy, busy as hell. I can remember the first Boxer, the wiper seal was a POS. You can look that up if you want. But we quickly came up with a revision of it. But then I can remember at some races I'd have like 30 or 40 forks lined up to do at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I had to have them ready for like 9 the next morning. So it was a long old night. If you're just riding, just say a Boxer, you're racing a Boxer, you're as a privateer, you could probably do 2 or 3 events and you wouldn't really notice much difference without doing a lower lube. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to service the charger or whatever, the damper. They'll go on for probably 100 hours of riding or something like that. And the rear shock's the same. Maybe if you've got an air one, if you're running air, you may need to do an air can service a little bit, especially if it's been a very, very muddy race, just to make sure it's clean inside. But more than that, the damper side will last. The average consumer, definitely a whole season. For the racers, probably 4 or 5 races before you service a damper. Giving it some love.
Oh! Showing me up. My name is James McDermott. I ride for the Alliance Racing. We're in Leger for the 6th round of the World Cup, and we have a little 6x6 setup that's housing everyone this week. It was a bit of a struggle to get this, but now we're in an okay spot and ready to get stuck into the weekend.
The same frames as the Trek World team, but I guess all the parts are completely different, right?
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to be a bit unique, so gone with Ohlins, and I think it helps us stand out a bit. So we run DT Swiss, most reliable wheels, Ohlins suspension, just really great product. Renthal, reliable again. Maxxis tires, just consistent, great. Got Crank Brothers pedals.
Are you looking forward to the week here in France? A little bit different than Loudenvielle.
Yeah, a lot different from Loudenvielle. Complete contrast in tracks, but both pretty cool tracks. Look forward to it.
Not too bad, not too bad. So I'm Connor Wilmshurst. I'm the mechanic for the Alliance Racing, and so this is my Junior Master Toolkit. Yeah, this is an off-the-shelf kit that anyone can buy, really. Yeah, you can go out there and buy it today. So yeah, it's real good. It all folds down. It's got wheels on it. It's nice and, well, relatively lightweight. And it's got pretty much everything you're going to need. And yes, as an off-the-shelf toolkit, it's probably the best out there that you can buy.
So I'm Woody, and I'm mechanic for Jackson Goldstone on the Santa Cruz Syndicate. Built this when I first found out I got the job, or bought the toolbox when I first found out I got the job. First season 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago now. And it's kind of evolved through the last season and first few test camps, and then yeah, tried to max out everything again. So it is a GT line box, so it is carry-on size, so it's pretty small. I start from the top. PB Swiss Allen keys, absolutely lovely to use, brilliant to just fiddle with. Got a bunch of different like DT tools, standard scissors, chain breaker. That's probably one of my favourite new things I've picked up, which actually Ethan bought first. He's Nina's mechanic, and then I stole the idea. But it's like a little sort of parallel jaws ratchet, so as you ratchet stuff on, it just slips around. So I kind of bought it not really understanding how it worked, and then got it and was like, that's quite cool. Storage for like sandpaper and stuff. There's a race plate from last week, and just got to reuse the back of that. Torque wrench is really nice. I went for one of these like little Italian Effetto Mariposa little click torque wrench. That's really cool. Just feels really neat, and again it's like small because the box is quite small. I had to be quite conscious of getting tools that were fairly compact. Nipexes are incredibly useful for everything. Little side cutters just to cut out zip ties flush, standard screwdrivers, other Allen keys, all that sort of thing. Marker pens, which always go missing when they're signing autographs, so you need about 1,000 things. Going then to the foam, so I cut all the foam out myself, so I tend to just get that one out and then I can access everything. And then went through the layers of like what's next most likely I'm going to grab. So yeah, I can have this out, and I've got pumps and bigger nipexes and all the little bits and pieces, bearing tools and stuff. Again, sort of slightly stipulated by the size of the box, so I was like sitting at the dining table for hours on end, shuffling things around, trying to figure out how it would all jigsaw together. I bought the box thinking I want it to stay a decent size, and then just tried to cram everything possible I could into it.